was looking at the sleeping girl when, suddenly a large number of FBI broke into the house. They pinned him to the ground. It was a joint arrest by the FBI and the Bureau of Christ. The police soon found a lot of contraband and weapons. They found a lot of contraband and weapons. There were even 2 big guns. This meant he would face serious criminal charges. But he didn't panic, just as he was confidently waiting for his father to get him out. His father was trying to protect the family's interests. He compromised with the prosecutor, let him plead guilty. He would try to get his sentence reduced to 4 years. This sudden news was too much for him to accept, but with his father's insistence, he chose to accept the plea deal. At the trial, he freely admitted his guilt, but the judge found that he possessed a heavy weapon. It was to preserve his contraband. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison under the minimum sentencing standard. It was then that he realized both he and his father had been screwed by the prosecutor. After 7 months in prison, the guards suddenly brought him into the infirmary, and waiting for him inside, it was the prosecutor and a woman who had lied to him. The woman was a special agent. She found out that he was doing well in prison. He'd established friendly relations with all the major gangs, and he was running a side business in prison. They were looking for his ability to get along with anyone, the ability to get along with anyone, and with just a few simple words, can make people around him unconsciously tell secrets. Like the female agent at the moment, they wanted to make a deal with him, transfer to another prison, approach a serial killer, get the location of a body. They suspected the killer of mutilating 14 young girls, but the police only found 1 victim. They had to find another body before they could convict him. But the prison where the serial killer was held, it's a hellhole for psychopaths. He refused the request outright. Instead, the female agent offered to reduce his sentence. If they found the body, they would reduce the remaining 9 years of his sentence. But he still didn't agree. But the female agent said the killer was appealing. Once the appeal is successful, the killer will be released. More young girls will be murdered, but he thinks he has nothing to do with it. The female agent wanted him to appreciate the opportunity he had before him. She gave him a copy of the killer's file. And told him to think about it before making a decision. Back in his cell, he couldn't resist opening the file. He was shocked by the case record.